again and actually tried to switch me to watch the next video coming up and everything.
Yeah, it says, thanks for tuning in. Stream ended 51 seconds ago.
Well, it's still saying live on my end, so we're going to keep going until we're actually done. They can watch it later.
What?
It's honestly easier this way.
Ooh, yes.
A whole point. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, we'll just want to have chat interaction. Unfortunately,
we're just moving forward.
Yeah. So then the next question. I like how this guy just lets him go with that answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like I can't even make sense of that shit, so I'm just gonna let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like whatever.
Yes, people. Oh God, hold on. Yeah.
He's got diabetes, LOL.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
Okay.
it's back.
See, I told you it's going to spring back.
Is it really though? It's not back for me.
That's why you got to keep going. Instead of just let it go. It'll come back anyway.
Let it go. Let it go.
No. What have you done? No.
It was only distracting. Because it just kept trying to play other shit.
Yeah.
You're distracted.
Okay.
You're an inanimate fucking object.
I like how
Wow. Rude.
So the response was, that said what?
He said a whole lot of nothing.
He said nothing.
So let me. Okay,
this is just like his fucking writing.
All right, I'm gonna try to autism my way to make I get what he's trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to say that so let's go. There's always a struggle for readers. They get emotionally invested in characters, and it's natural to want a happy ending. But on the creative side, do you think there ever could really happen short of DC closing? What this stupid asshole's trying to say is that's kind of the like we've talked about with comics, how characters don't have endings, they just keep fucking going. Like we talked about on a podcast, like how death has no fucking meaning.
Right.
Or any so that's what he's trying to say. But instead of just saying these character stories are perpetual, he's just like, well, if this person says something to this person, that doesn't make who fucking cares? Shut up, just say the stories are perpetual, they don't fucking end, because yes, that is the point of the medium. Because comics can't have a story that just goes, okay, we're ending here, moving on.
Yeah, that's manga, and they're a lot better for it.
Well, no, also,
you're right.
I think I think the point of the question was the happy ending does not mean necessarily a happy ending for the character overall, but a happy ending for that arc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good closure that doesn't leave you what the fucking.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's get to this fucking next question.
Oh, this is painful.
It is. It's very painful. That said, you made a name for yourself on The Vision and Mr. Miracle, where it's very self-contained story. Is doing that different than trying to push the limits with a character who has 50 years of history?
How is that a question?
Yeah. I think the fucking interviewer is just as inept as the interviewee.
I think you're right. I think they're both morons.
They're both just fucking saying dumb shit at each other.
If this is a face-to-face interview, I'm going to reenact this interview, okay? Here's how it went. Gay! That's
well,
pretty much how it went. Yeah.
I know a girl like that.
I mean, I think we all do. That's Piper.
Yeah.
Hey!
Am I wrong?
Mine's way more high-pitched.
It's true.
True. Never mind. Do it your fucking voice, then damn.
Yeah.
No!
That's how you say it. I don't know why you sound like a fucking goat, but alright, that works.
Okay. Let's see if we can somehow power through this this answer. I air quoted on that one. I mean, in The Vision, that was one of the great challenges of that book. I was like, okay, we're going to do all this continuity, but it was continuity that made no sense at all because you could see Roy Thomas fighting with John Byrne on the page. Huh?
Are those two artists?
Well, John Byrne is a writer and artist. I think Roy Thomas is a writer. if I remember correctly.
Okay, so from what if I'm kind of autism through that, what he's saying is that you can see that their visions are clashing as they're doing the art.
Yeah. Or the writing, whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get that. Okay. Like, as you read it. So I purposely was like, okay. God, you say like and okay a lot. Jesus. All of that, those fights, that's all part of the wonderfulness of the of this character. And so let's do that. And then after it was over, Marvel's like, what happens next? And I was like, whatever you want. There's a daughter here. You don't, you do what you want. The next story is yours. I didn't feel ownership of that. That was just kind of the part of the job, you know? And I think Jim Zub's done a great job for Vivian in her story. And the same for Mr. Miracle. If someone wants to take up that story, that's fine. My story doesn't go away. People can just read it by itself or read it with what comes next. I don't know. I don't have that sort of personal dilemma where these are my babies. Don't you dare touch them. I'd probably be mad if someone went into my actual story and then rewrote it and didn't have my name on it. I don't think that happens in comics, so well, not yet.
You notice how he didn't answer the
retcon
fucking
that
question?
shit.
Yeah, once again, he didn't
Yeah.
answer the question. The question, was very self-saying. Is doing that different than trying to push the limits with a character who has 50 years of history? It's like
Wow. Yeah, that's what the fuck. What?
that's the practice in 2041.
That question is like self-half-fellation then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, the question was basically, to you, what's the difference between writing a character that's got 50 years of history and writing one that doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he fucking said anything that...
No, all he really did was talk about how when he did his shit with the Vision, the people who followed him, he didn't feel like any specific attachment to the Vision anymore. That those people could do what they wanted. Which was
fine.
not a fucking question.
There wasn't a fucking
But it was-
question,
but it was
so
not
he
the
just
question.
answered with, right? Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it is literally if he had
I
just
don't know
said
how to answer a question that's
If he
not
literally-
directly about me.
if he literally said I wrote book, I no longer write book, next person write book, fine, that would have actually made more sense.
Jesus, it would have been easier to read.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's practice in 20. That's the practice in 2041. That's the practice in 2041. But yeah, I don't know. I write in continuity comics. I love in continuity comics. This is just how we play that game. This is how we have fun. I'm not having fun reading this right now. Now I want to
I think
remind
the
people.
problem is he's having trouble asking the question with Tom's dick in his mouth, and
Got him.
Jesus.
Tom wants to stretch it out as much as he can. You know. Yeah. He wants to stretch this interview out as long as he can
Jesus Christ.
because it's the first time anybody's touched his wiener in a while. So
Oh my god. Piper, stop. Jesus. Cease. Ah!
I'm gonna piss off Turbo with that one. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. So
The way
it's 2019 and it's comics. So you've been getting death threats from Wally West fans, all these craziness that comes with major changes or major change like this in the modern social era. That's not a question. That's a statement. I don't think I got death threats from Wally West fans. I got a lot of hate from Wally West fans, which of course I understand that and makes total sense to me. The death threats were from people whose minds were a little thicker than that. It wasn't sound. Mainstream fans sad about Wally West. It was people who are crazy that I think were just taking it out on me at that moment. Well, at least he's not saying he got death threats from fans, you know. I give him credit for that.
Fandom, blah blah blah.
Well, he's just saying that there's some whacked people in the world, which we all know.
Yeah.
That's true. You know, that's just that happens.
Yeah, and that's the most coherent answer he has given it so far in his entire thing.
I think the best answer I ever heard about death threats was what Total Biscuit said about it. He said, "You know how you kind of like limit the death threats? Stop talking about the death threats."
Yep.
I mean, that's a good way to approach it, yeah.
He said, "I literally get." I mean, he told because during the Gamergate thing, people thought, "Well, she got death threats and this, that, and the other." He said, "I get death threats every hour of every day." You know what I don't do? Talk about it. Because the more you talk about it, guess what you're gonna get more of. You know.
Hey, we know this works. We
Because they
know this
want
works.
that
Let's keep
attention.
pushing it.
Yeah.
So, oh god, this is gonna be a long one. Jesus, it's 3 pair.
Such bad
3.
fanfic. Interviewer wants Tommy's leakies.
Oh, he's gonna answer this next one, guys. I'm just getting you prepared. This next one's answer is 3 paragraphs.
Are you? Is it a short, simple question too?
Well, let's read. Real-time response to serialized monthly storytelling is a strange animal, though. It's hard to imagine what Brad Messer would have gone through trying to tell identity crisis with Twitter. But that is what you had said early on was a book that shares the DNA with this one. This book has nothing fucking to do with identity crisis.
The only thing it has to do with
fuck?
identity crisis is the word crisis is in the fucking title.
Yeah. God, I mean, Identity Crisis was literally a murder mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is kind of a murder mystery, but it's more, he tried to make it more about PTSD and, things like that. Which I can appreciate if it wasn't so ham-fisted.
Well, PTSD doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Tom, why are you running from the fans all the time? I'm just reading. Let me read the article. This article full of shit backed up. Send him your prune juice. I don't have prune juice.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Sure, he does.
I do not have prune juice. I do not drink.
I
prune
believe
juice.
that you pour yourself a nice frothy glass of prune juice and you dip your fucking donuts in it.
That would be disgusting for one. Okay. So
what Wayne is trying to say is that he is very regular. So
yes, I have a.
I don't need no prune juice. I shit all the time.
Yeah.
I'll have you know. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Doubt. I wish I could say that it's all hunky-dory and I don't care. I mean, I want to make everybody happy. I just don't do it. The failure is my fault.
That's honestly just the answer he needs to give to all these fucking questions.
Right? Yeah. It's like, the failure is my fault, not yours. And if I could write some legitimately fun story that everyone loved, I'd write it in 2 seconds. But for me to write good, it has to be this weird personal stuff, and weird personal stuff tends to scratch at these heroes and gets them in places where some people don't want to see them go. Yeah, because they're our fucking...
So stop writing your fanfic.
Yeah. They are our fucking superheroes, right?
Wayne, I need to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
I'd like to remind you, this man is a published writer.
Yep.
And he said, but for me to write good rather than for me to write well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I think is the most indicative thing of why he's a terrible writer. He can't even fucking use language correctly. Fucking Christ.
Well, in his defense, a lot of people don't talk the exact same way they write.
I mean, I don't talk the exact same way I write either, but I do know that you're supposed to say, I write well, not I write good.
Well,
generally things will just sound off to the ear.
See, this is the problem. Ethan has talked about this, and I know Zach has talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem when a writer tries to impart his own problems and his own shortcomings onto what he's writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Ethan says it best when it comes using Superman for an example, right? The reason why Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman and all that, the reason why they failed as Superman movies was because of one simple reason. Everybody feared Superman.
Mm-hmm.
As Ethan has said, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, you can say what you want about Superman. Is he a Mary Sue? Yes. Is he this and that and the other? Yes. There's a reason why. Because he is the pinnacle. Right? He is the aspiration. When Superman shows up and he gives you that smile means, I got this.
Yeah.
I'm here to save you. Don't worry. I got this, guys. Right? And I'm not going, the whole point is like, if Superman was real in the real world and building is falling fucking down, getting ready to come down, everybody's fucking panicked, Superman shows up, everybody breathes a sigh of relief because it's about to be handled.
Right, yeah.
That's what I want from Superman. What I want from Batman, that's where I would say it's okay to be scary.
Right.
Because that's the point of the character. He's meant to, like I said, what are criminals? A superstitious and cowardly lot. They hide in the darkness because they don't fear the darkness. He makes them fear the darkness. I think I said this a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
You know, the Flash, his gimmick, fastest man alive, right? He can do it quicker than everybody else. Giggity.
Goddamn, Mike, that laugh. You sound like a creepy dude who owns a fucking porn store. Jesus.
2 for 1.
See that, and Sport, and by the way, hi Sport. In the chat says they never rebuild the characters enough to make us care about what they have done with them. See, that's the thing. They spend so much time tearing them down. Now, the deconstruction of the superhero was a big thing in the 80s, and it should have stayed there.
Yeah.
Because it was good stories for that time, because we were living in a rough time. You know, there was, people thought we were literally going to have a nuclear holocaust and shit, right?
Right.
So, a little more grim and gritty, understandable. I don't think you need that today.
I mean, I can definitely see a place for it. However, the problem is the way that a lot of these people approach it. You don't approach it in the way of like, I want to tell an interesting story. It's what you mentioned before, Wayne. It's people taking their personal hangups in life and applying them to these characters.
Right.
I don't think you need to take every bit of your personal bullshit and apply it to characters it has nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about it when I wrote that article about Legion.
Yeah.
As somebody who has schizophrenia, like how that character is depicted, because that's a very good representation of, hearing voices that don't belong to you, and how that can impact your personal life with other people, especially, when you take it to the nth degree of having superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
That makes for an interesting character. But
Right.
Does that mean I want Batman to be fucking schizophrenic? No, because it doesn't make sense for Batman's character, because he deals with mental trauma, but not that sort. So you have to know what you're dealing with each specific character when you're trying to break them down and build them back up. Because I love deconstruction, but not everything needs to be deconstructed to the nth degree. And if you are going to deconstruct it, you have to know how far to go and what direction.
And then Spork says here.
Agreed.
Spork says here, they need to finish what they start. They want to change the character and make it their own with their own spin, but they never go all the way. They actually improve the character at all.
Yeah.
If I was giving advice on how to write Superman, I'm just giving. He's the prime example. You got who else can you go to? Like when I write Superman, do I want to put on him my problems, or do I want to put him on my aspirations?
Right?
I would think I want Superman, if I'm going to have anything represented in Superman, if I'm writing him, is my dreams, my hopes, what I can be, what I can be better at, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with Superman, that's how you do struggles. Superman's struggles is always like, it doesn't seem I'm human enough,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's always been his whole thing. Is it's not necessarily what damage is being done to him, but if he can't protect the people he cares about, like that's how you damage Superman. That's how you give him his trauma. Shit.
Right. It's a lot like Spider-Man when you're supposed to think they are going to be okay that the heroes showed up. Exactly. Same with the Avengers. When in the old comics, when the Avengers showed up, oh good, Captain America's here. Thank God. Yeah, mullet Superman, exactly.
It seems like anymore everything either reads as a soap opera between superheroes, or just this hero you like is actually shit. Feels like that's the two kinds of comics you can find in mainstream right now.
It would be like, okay, and I think another thing I'm getting really sick of is the whole, now we're going to tell you the origin that you didn't know. Hey guys, did you know that Superman was a sexual deviant?
Wow.
What? I'm just using that example. I don't think they've gone there yet.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait, did that actually happen, or is that a fever dream I had?
No, I'm just throwing that out here, out there. Like,
I wouldn't be fucking surprised though. God.
okay, so did we get to his? Oh yeah, I don't care. Blah blah. Okay, so let's get to this second one. That said, I face this time and again. This kind of stuff. This kind of what I do. I tear down heroes to their essential components and build them back up. I mean, the first page of Mr. Miracle, he's bleeding out. He's cut his own wrist. Somebody get Tom King some help.
Superman goes into the adult section of the video store, part 1.
Right?
Oh God.
I mean, am I wrong when I say that? Because he says he likes to put himself in the character, and he said the first thing he said in Mr. Miracle is that he cut his own wrists.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, Tom King needs some help, dude. I think he was with the CIA too much.
I think
exactly.
maybe that's what all of this is he is just flat out trying to tell everybody, my writing is just one giant cry for help that I get paid for.
Essentially. Yeah, seriously, Tom King needs some Prozac or Zoloft. I mean, yeah, definitely. Man of Steel,
right,
Women
Tom.
of Tissue. Oof.
Here we go. Some appropriate music, lads.
Okay. Yeah.
This nigga's depressed as fuck.
Yeah. So I will keep reading while we go tumbling down. The first issue of Omega Man, Kyle Rayner, and I'm assuming he meant that's supposed to be with a Y, gets his neck chopped open. The first issue of the Vision has his daughter being stabbed through the heart, right? What the fuck are you wrong with? What's wrong with you, man? Holy shit. What is going on with this guy?
Concern.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I need my Tony Kornhauser memes. Jesus.
Well, so he's basically saying in the first issue of everything that he's written, he puts his fucking these characters to the fucking ringer, like emotionally.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, you don't do that unless you are sufficiently fucking depressed. Fuck.
Right. Now here comes the long haul. You ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
This is sort of what I do, but at the end of the day, hopefully people say, "Oh, he has some respect for that Mr. Miracle. He wasn't just doing it to be mean. He was actually doing it to exploit his character and to elevate the character." I think you got exploit.
Mm-hmm.
I think you missed
You
elevate.
forgot to do the elevating part.
Yeah. Mr. Miracle went through hell, but now everybody knows what Mr. Miracle is, right? A suicidal maniac? I mean, same with Vision. I put him through hell. I had him almost turn into absolute evil, but it elevated the character a little bit. And now they're doing the TV show, which, had something to do with my stuff. I think it might have had more to do with the movie. Just saying.
No, man. It's totally had to do with that fucking book. That probably nobody bought.
Yeah. I think more people were more interested in the because Vision is in the movie and they don't feel his story arc is finished, and maybe have him and Wanda running around
Yeah.
doing cool shit.
But
I'm just saying.
Putting that Mind Stone in places.
Yeah. Oof.
Mike, you missed your fucking cue.
Oh shit! Which one? See, that's how badly I missed it.
Your porno
porno
store
app.
on lap.
Oh Jesus.
Bueno.
So hopefully,
God
Jesus.
damn it.
So hopefully people will see at the end of the day, we're doing the same thing with Wally. Wally hasn't had a successful solo comic since when? 2003? What I'm saying is the idea behind this is to elevate that character. Everyone is now talking about Wally. Everyone wants to see where Wally goes next. Everyone wants Wally to get the attention that the character deserves. He's my favorite Flash. He's my entry into DC Comics. The Flash 53 by Mesner Loves and Larocque was my first DC comic. I love that character. I have a page above my desk of Wally from that Flash run, and I think it is, at the end of the day, will shine a spotlight on my character and put him in the center of the DC universe in a place he hasn't been in 15 years.
This is some self-elation right here.
Right?
Goodness.
Jesus Christ. Now, okay, like just to back up. Now, remember.
Well, I guess maybe the interviewer was not doing a good job.
Yeah.
Remember, lads and lasses, the question was real-time response to serialized. Multi-storytelling is a strange animal, though. It's hard to imagine what Brad Meltzer would have gone through trying to tell Identity Crisis with Twitter, but that is what you had said earlier with a book that shared DNA with this one. Okay, so the issue I have with Identity Crisis, that tackled a lot of fucking different things. It tackled like morality, with erasing Dr. Light's mind and making him like depowering him effectively, and like when he got his memory back and all this other crazy. There's a lot to unpack from that. What King is just talking about is he's just saying, well, every time I get a book, I just fucking destroy these characters emotionally, tee-hee-hee, and then I build them back up.
And it's funny because when you look at Batman, he did the same. He's doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I wonder if like he's, I wonder. Oh gosh, I wonder if Tom King was stood up at the altar.
Oh Jesus.
Maybe.
I mean, because the way that whole Catwoman. Okay, I could see it if it was Vicky Vale or some other non in the business here person that was going to marry Bruce and says, you picked your job over me and I'm out. But Selina?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense to anybody else? Because Selina would be the one who would be like, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Tom King is a fudge packer, packs it all in. Damn, dog.
Our chat's getting a little bit feisty.
Yeah, get a little Randy up in here.
Yeah. I just love how even a simple fucking question, and he spent all that time, and he didn't really say anything except it's like what Mike said. He just fucking sucked himself up. I wonder if his fucking neck hurts.
Right.
Yeah, the interviewer wasn't sucking him off fast enough or good enough or something, so he decided to suck his own dick.
Fuck you, I'll do it myself.
Fuck it, I'll just suck my own dick.
Look, if anything, I know how to suck my own penis. All right, get out of here. That's gonna get clipped one day.
Probably.
Okay. When the Sanctuary story you first teased at DC in DC becomes Heroes in Crisis. I don't know. That word crisis puts the biggest possible spotlight on it. Has that affected the way that you've had approached the work? Has that affected the way that you've had approached the work?
Oh, that's such a badly worded question. Fuck.
Because obviously with something like Mr. Miracle, for all the attention it got, it was almost uniformly positive attention because the only person who cared were the people who were enjoying it. And he goes, yeah, no, people were really hate Heroes in Crisis. LOL. Like, literally laughs. I feel like Heroes in Crisis and Batman and Mr. Miracle all sort of tell the same story. No shit. Like my second theme. The first theme was about the Iraq War. The second theme is my career is about what do you do after trauma. And the way I'm telling it in all three different comics, I think to write about trauma sometimes makes people feel trauma. I know that sounds wrong, but I don't know how to write about... you can stop right there. I don't know how to write. Just I highlighted it on the screen. If you just stopped right there, I don't know how to write. That would have been... He got Mike tickled on that one. I don't know how to write about that topic without sort of getting into the muck of it. Like I said, if you left it at I don't know how to write, that would have...
Perfect.
Do you think it's difficult to make people feel empathy with that if they don't have personal experience, don't know what it is? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anybody has never made a mistake in their life. Who's never lost control of themselves and had regrets about it, or had a moment where they made a bad decision and then tried to recover from it. He will never recover, to be honest. Those seem to be fairly universal experiences. I don't think you need to have gone to war or anything. I just think that's part of everybody's everyday lives. People make mistakes, you know. If we make these heroes into these sorts of cartoon copies, where all they make it, where all that makes them great is how strong they are, and then they are too strong, right? If you're never having a moment of vulnerability, then you're never brave. You're just kind of existing.
Because he's so bad at answering questions, I can't tell if that was insulting towards PTSD
Right?
or not.
I
I don't know if I should be insulted or not.
I don't even think he was really talking about PTSD. Like the thing that irritates me is when he's okay. So when he says if we make these heroes into some sort of cartoon copies where all that makes them great is how strong they are, then they're not strong, right? If you've never had a moment of vulnerability, then you're never brave. But literally every fucking DC character has had those moments of vulnerability.
All the damn time.
There are a plethora of Batman story. Like, off the top of my fucking head, fucking Flashpoint.
Right? Tons of having to make a hard decision or dealing with making the wrong decision.
Well, not even that. No, not even that.
But I mean, it's happened plenty.
Well, yeah, but when Flash gives Bruce the fucking letter from his dad from the alternate timeline, he fucking reads it and he fucking cries. Because it's the first time that he had any correspondence with his fucking dad in decades. Mm-hmm. Are you going to sit here and tell me that's not a moment of vulnerability where you see the fucking bat crying? Like, fuck off with this shit. You're not nearly as fucking talented as you think you are, you stupid fucking cocksucker.
Oh, if you've noticed with some of his answers, even he knows he sucks from the sound of it.
Yeah.
Because he's saying, I can't write good. I can only write this way. Like, he flat out...
Okay, I got to point out something real quick. I went and checked his Wikipedia. And I was just reading his early life stuff. Now, you're going to like this. He interned at both DC and Marvel Comics during the late 1990s. He studied both philosophy and history at Columbia University, graduating in 2000. He identifies as, quote, half Jewish, half Midwestern.
What the fuck is that?
Boy, hey.
What?
Well, guys, I want to let y'all know that I'm half Southern, half Christian.
Does that mean I can identify as half Negro, half Weeb?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Batman is now sad man. Okay, let's see here. And let's see. Interned at both DC and Marvel Comics when he was assistant to X-Men writer Chris Claremont before joining the CIA counterterrorism unit after September 11th. King spent several years as counterterrorism operations officer for the CIA before quitting to write his debut novel, A Once Crowded Sky, after the birth of his first child. So yeah, this is
What?
I don't know. I have to do probably a little more digging on him, but he lives in Washington D.C. That explains a lot.
Oh, I feel like Washington D.C. has become the new Portland.
I like that. Amada points a good point. Religions aren't genetic, you freaking moron.
Yeah. That's why I was like, "What?"
I mean, yes, there are the Jewish people, you know.
Yeah.
That they or the more colloquial term would be, I guess now, Hebrews or Israelis, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
what about the Hebrews?
The Hebrews.
Hebrews.
That's right.
That's right.
I think to be truly brave and to be heroic. Did you go over that? No, you didn't. you were going over that when you were calling him a cocksucker, right?
Yeah.
I think to be truly brave and to be heroic is to have moments where you are weak and then to overcome those moments or to face those moments or to come back from those moments. Showing that you're vulnerable is not a weakness. Showing that you're vulnerable is a strength, at least to me. I mean...
I like how in that first sentence he said the same thing 3 fucking times.
Right.
Yeah.
The key...
To overcome, face, and come back from your moments. That's the same fucking shit. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Especially for a superhero... To have the vulnerable moments, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're Superman, for example, you don't want nobody to see you as vulnerable.
Well, yeah.
You
I
know?
mean,
because as I said, he's not only an inspiration to like the people and stuff like that. He's an inspiration to every other hero.
Well, that's why it should. His storylines. I mean, it really should shock the crap out of people around when he does show that he's a dude too.
Mm-hmm.
to shock the pee poo poo out of him.
Oh, I'm glad he's going to go
wow.
into this character because we get to talk about his recent writing. And you know, Jordan, I can hear that disdain in his voice already in that grunt. It's almost kind of like on a macro level of what Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern, changing the idea of being fearless into the idea of overcoming that fear. That's always what did y'all read? Did y'all read the same book I did? Anyway,
Can you say that again? It sounded like word salad.
this is a question. Now, this is the question. Apparently,
Oh my god.
it's almost kind of like on a macro level with what Jeff did with Green Lantern, changing the idea of being fearless into the idea of overcoming that fear.
That's a question?
And also it doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. Because there was a point in that book in Green Lantern Rebirth where it was either Sinestro or Parallax. I forgot which one. I have to go look at it. But somebody said something about how come
Mata made a funny.
might have been on point tonight. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's been doing pretty good.
I've been trying not to pay too much of it, like being too absorbed in the chat, but I looked up and Mata made a funny. It was a good one. I liked it.
What up, people?
Well, hello there.
Oh.
Have you been listening? So you know what we're talking about.
Getting rid of some more Tom King.
Yeah. So, but essentially, this whole thing is like changing the idea of being fearless into the idea of overcoming that fear. Maybe for everybody else except Hal Jordan. Because the key line, I think it was either Sinestro or it was Parallax. I can't remember which one. I have to go look back. But somebody essentially said to Hal, "Why don't you fear?" And Hal says, "I don't know how."
That's dumb.
No, that's not dumb. That's brilliant. Because Hal Jordan is a man without fear. He's not overcoming fear. He's fearless. He doesn't give a shit. He says, "I'm going to point my ring at shit and it's going to work out." You know?
There's actually people born, it's like something wrong brain chemical wise or something without
It's called
a sense
autism.
of fear.
So,
Damn.
So Piper should be the most.
Without a sense of fear, and it's really dangerous for them because they will put themselves in dangerous situations and not think twice.
Well, let's think about this. Who was the one who was like trying to do the stream during a tornado the other night?
So you're trying to say that autistic people have no fear?
I'm saying at least Piper's on that spectrum of possibly having no fear because
She's on a spectrum, all right.
Well, I'm afraid of heights though, and I don't like bugs.
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 Mm-hmm.
I've been through some traumatic experiences that now, when I've experienced some near-death experiences, I kind of react to them the wrong way. There's snow on the highway, and I'm doing like 60. Like there's not snow on the highway, and it's 4 a.m. I go to change lanes, and all of a sudden the car starts spinning, and I actually hear myself say out loud, this can't be good.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. This son of a bitch is spinning like super fast, like I'm on a fucking, ride at a fucking theme park. Somehow I managed to get the son of a bitch to stop without going off the road, and I realized, it's too dangerous to, continue driving on this road. And thank God there's no one else on the road, this time of night. I really shouldn't go to work. I can't make it. Work will understand. And then I realized that I'm already driving to work.
Yeah.
And I'm halfway there. Like, I'm already halfway there.
Might as
And
well
I get there. Yeah, and there's 3 other people there. Like, why the fuck did you show up? Could have called in. I don't know why we didn't.
I didn't know we had Tom King here.
Right?
I had a similar experience when I was deployed.
He's still fucking going.
Well, I get what he's saying, but
No, I get it. Dude.
yeah. But I don't think Xavier, at least from the things that I've read that he's written, he doesn't try to put his own experience into characters that are, you know what I mean? He actually has a creative mind. He doesn't have to say, okay, so, for example, we'll use Midnight Cowboy, for example. So we're going to have Carl just spinning on the road during a snowstorm. Xavier, we need to.
Actually, that would be kind of funny.
It would be kind of funny. That'll be a book too. That's kind of our tagline for all the really funny ideas that people come up with. Book two. But no, something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Anyway, let me read this. Okay, so in case you didn't hear, I'll read this one more time. It's almost like on the macro level of what Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern, changing the idea of being fearless into the idea of overcoming that fear. Yeah, with Wally, the kid was like 14, 15 when he got hit by lightning and he had this incredible power. I mean, the greatest power in the universe. I'm making a jerk-off motion right now, by the way, guys. No offense to the Green Lantern ring, but the Speed Force could do much more than a ring can. So that's coursing through him for his whole life. And then he develops that. He becomes a hero. He goes through evolution. He finds himself the perfect happy ending. He walks away with his family. And then he comes back and they're like, hey, your hope, your rebirth, this is wonderful for you. And he's like, yeah, and where's my family? And they're like, no, you don't think about that. Just ignore that. Your rebirth now. Your hope. And I feel like it's the moment that people come back from being overseas and they get off and they're home and they're like, oh, that's great. You're a soldier. Thank you for your service. You're a hero now.
No, that seems like you coming home and you find out that while you were away, your wife cleaned out your bank account and has moved on and is wondering what the fuck you're doing on her front porch that you paid for.
That sounds more likely.
I've never seen somebody stand so hard for Wally West before.
Right? Now the thing is, I like Wally. Wally's my favorite Flash. I
love Wally.
Yeah,
Wally's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. But he's like trying to kill Wally. Apparently, I mean, it's literally what he's trying to do.
Like I love that line. No offense to the Green Lantern ring, but the Speed Force can be more than a ring can. Okay. Yes, technically, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Speed Force can let you go back in time. Can't the Green Lantern rings do the same thing?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Actually, they can.
Can they really?
Yeah. They can. To a degree, it has to be a lot of shenanigans and stuff like that, but it can happen.
Right. Gotta do slight ass pulls.
Right. And to
It's
continue,
like ass pulls, like the fucking that KFC comic where they got some guy on a fucking what was it? God damn, it's gonna piss me off. A treadmaster.
Some shit like that. I vaguely remember when we read that.
Oh, that was the greatest comic ever.
It was so stupid. It was so great.
I think the one edge that Speed Force has over the Lantern rings, and I think this is particular in Wally West, doesn't he also gain speed boosts from all the people running on the world? Like, didn't he actually win a fucking cosmic race by having everyone in the world start running at the same time and drawing on their speed?
I seem to remember something like that. I can't remember the exact storyline. But
I only remember that because of fucking Death Battle, because they talked about it.
Fucking death battle. Jesus Christ.
Let me finish this right here. And I'm like, well, you know, I kind of had the same. I kind of have some experiences. No, don't worry about those experiences, man. You're the fucking hero. You're the best person alive now. You're the symbol of America, and I'm going to live life as a symbol of for America. When all I can feel inside is like I've lost something. You know, that's what I was trying to say with Wally. Hopefully, the last issue will clarify some of that. Doubt.
How could this happen to me?
I made some mistakes.
Life goes on.
As I'm sucking my dick.
So okay, let me. All right, this is the last. This is the last one. Okay, this is the last.
Thank God.
Okay, I think so. Make sure. Yeah, it's it. Okay, here we go. This all started with Harley and Booster, and you talked a lot about how much you love those characters, and obviously you've gotten to write them a lot. How strange has it been for you to spend how strange has it been that you spent 6 months elevating those characters, and now the big takeaway is like, holy shit, Wally? You go back and you go back to what you did with Booster in the beginning, and I did it in Batman. It was like, what? What did you do to Booster? You made him so terrible. And now, as you see in Heroes in Crisis, he came back from being terrible, and now he's kicking ass again. This was about those three characters. It was a Harley story, a Wally story, and a Booster story. As I said many times before, I don't pick the characters for my story. Now, this is the part that I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit, right?
So you're saying it could be any character?
Yeah.
You've already got the story written. It could
That's essentially,
slide 'em in.
yes. Listen to this. As I've said many times before, I don't pick the characters for my story. I give my plot to the editors, and then the editors pick the characters for me. So I told them in the beginning, yes. This is, I didn't do nothing. It ain't my fault.
So he just writes, such and such happens to insert character here.
Yeah.
And then insert character here does this bullshit because I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And then they go, do that to Booster.
Yeah.
It might be cool.
The fuck?
So I told them in the beginning, this is what it's going to be, and it's going to be about one hero who's made a mistake, and it's going to be about the two heroes that get framed for that mistake. And they said, okay, it's Booster, Harley, and Wally. Those are the three characters. I mean, they're a joy to write. I love writing them. They're almost what I miss most about this book is writing those two. Booster is the most fun character in comics, except maybe Hal Jordan, and that's the end.
Yeah, they won't let you touch Hal Jordan.
Oh, he touched Hal Jordan.
It sounds like he's trying to push the blame on the editors, but it sounds like all he does is pitch a story idea, not a full-on. This character's going to do this.
I would hate to be a writer for any company, where I go in and say I want to do a murder mystery. Okay, you get Plastic Man. Wait, what?
Have fun, buddy.
Yeah, like what the fuck does that?
Seriously,
I've never heard that before in my life. And the fact that he said except maybe Hal Jordan, you said you can't touch Hal. He touched Hal Jordan.
in his no place.
Jordan. What did he say? What did he have Hal Jordan
That
say?
joke was already made in the chat. Damn it.
Okay, I want Jordan. All right, go ahead, guys. I want Jordan to say this. So go ahead.
In a page of Heroes in Crisis, it had Hal Jordan say, "I don't really know what will is. Do you? How do you not know the fuck will is? It's how your fucking ring works. What are you talking about?"
Will, is that some kind of food?
Yes, no, that whole page, especially that one. That one especially.
And the best part, this is.
Like, what the fuck?
This tells you there's no fucking editorial oversight at DC because literally in a recent book of Hal Jordan, with Hal Jordan, he lost his ring and he manifested a new ring by sheer willpower.
I don't know what will is.
By sheer force of blank.
I don't know what it is. Like,
What's that one thing they play like for like sports balls? Oh yeah, 50% heart, 50% skill, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that part. The part where it says 50% concentrated power of I don't know.
I don't know.
God damn it.
I don't know what will is. I just think real hard about something I need to happen. And it doesn't.
I just think hard and then things bad happen.
Things happen.
Man. I'm so upset right now.
I think I broke y'all when I said
I
when he said like I don't pick the characters. Like what?
Like I was already teetering just remembering that fucking page. Just
Yeah, God.
Because like I talked about it before we went live, but like the Blackest Night event was like one of my favorite DC crossovers that's ever been done because of how far they go into the whole emotional spectrum and how each of the Lantern Corps is focused on a specific emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how powerfully you feel that emotion, that's how powerful your fucking shit is.
Right.
For Hal Jordan, not the original Green Lantern, but
you can say the most famous.
The most famous, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe Jon Stewart's a little bit more famous because he was in all the fucking cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's pretty
But
cool
still,
too.
but like one of the most well-known incarnations of the Green Lantern. A character that just exists to be like, I am powerful because I have the willpower to be powerful. For him to say, I don't know what will is, do you? Oh! I'm so subversive, fuck me!
What's really bad is the Green Lantern stuff isn't one of my favorite things to follow. So I haven't read a crap ton of it. But even when that page showed up on my Twitter and I saw that and I was like, the fuck? I thought it was fake at first. I had to look.
I got a question. Imagine they did this. Imagine you get Sinestro.
I don't know what fear is.
I don't know what fear is.
I don't know what fear is.
Do you?
Or Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, I don't know what greed is.
Greed is, but it sounds pretty cool. Want to get me some of it?
Oh God, they could do Star Sapphire because theirs is love. They could say, I want to know what love is.
The first thing I thought was, what is love?
Oh, that would be good too. What is love?
Yeah.
So their editors are literally your dartboard. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I have the story idea. 3 characters, they come together, they learn something very terrible about each other, and they bond through it. What do you think?
I love it. And then he broke up.
What?
Yeah.
He said, Hawk Girl, Constantine, and Jonah Hex. Get out of my office.
Okay, Hawk Girl, Jonah Hex, and Constantine. Okay. Hey guys. Okay, I'm going to here's me in the DC editor's room. All right, guys, I need a character who's really, really strong, has X-ray vision. The cat is meowing. Has super hearing, super speed, and he can fly. And my idea for my story is that he uses all these abilities to save the Earth. I love it. I love everything about it. Okay. Here's what you do. You get Azrael. Wait, what? So now I got to explain why Azrael is a Kryptonian.
I love it. I'd love it even more if it was an Aquaman story.
What?
Wow. So this entire interview thing, not only did Tom King make him, it basically accidentally admit that he sucks. but
damn dog.
But he also freaking made DC a massive joke.
I need
because he
to.
tried to pin his suckitude on DC.
Everything I've ever heard when Ethan talks about like pitching ideas, it's always you have the idea and what characters you're going to use for it, right? Because when he talks about this one that he was going to do, it was going to be called Rise of the Composites, right? Where you're going to have composite, Batman, Superman. And people were like, some of them were like, I don't know if it's a good idea, Ethan. He said, no, seriously, they'll be up there with Sinestro as far as villains go. Trust me, right? And the idea is just that: a composite Batman, Superman. It's two halves of one, and they're evil. That's like, so
Dun, dun, dun.
That's giving a pitch with actual characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Gail Simone fucked it up by the first few pages she wrote was Lois Lane arguing with Ann Coulter. Like, this has nothing to do with with what I want at all. So he said, what did he say? That's what I get for being nice to Gail Simone. I give her a gig because she hadn't had work in a while.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, she's like having Lois Lane arguing with Ann Coulter. I'm like, what's going on here? They named ping pong balls.
Shame.
Oh, okay. They have the names in a ping pong balls and a bingo turner.
That's the editor.
They give it the spin. All right, give it a spin. We'll see what character you could use in this story. It's like, congratulations. You get to use the Martian Manhunter. But my story involves killing. My story involves like a lot of fire. You'll get around it.
I don't see what the problem is. You're the genius fucking writer. That's why we pay you. Get it out. Are you still here?
Get out of my office.
Hey guys, I want to do this like really cool Batman related story about this like lady thief who steals stuff like diamonds and shit like that. Got a real affinity for cats. I love it. Use Penguin. What?
Let's use a character we haven't seen in a while. How about Blue Beetle? You sure?
Yeah.
Did I fucking stutter? Get out of my office. I'm back with you guys.
I like how Xavier, all of his is always like the editor saying, "Get out of my office." And what you don't know is the reason he says that because he's really over there like playing Xbox.
All right, guys, I'm back in. Sorry, fucking my job. I want fucking advice on shit.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Idiot. Jackass.
Hey, where'd you get that sniper rifle?
I could literally play that game all day. Like, come up with like pitches for characters, and then put the wrong character in the pitch.
That is a great game.
Like, honestly, for that story, you know how you make that story work? In all honesty. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, beef.
You know how you make that. You know how you make that story work is, for one thing, you get rid of. You use a character like Jason Todd, right?
Yeah.
You use him as the focal. You make him the guy who goes wiles out and kills people, because that makes more sense. Because he's already kind of warped,
Honestly, because they already did that story with him, so might as well do it again.
Yeah.
Hell, you could even do Tim Drake. Like, Tim Drake was in a really bad place, had no choice, or it was an accident.
Yeah.
But
So he was in Detroit?
yeah. He was accidentally in Detroit.
I mean, is anybody in Detroit on purpose?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, you just kind of end up there like Dayton.
Right?
He's like, how the fuck did this happen?
And then suddenly a tornado.
That's what they get for letting the KKK, the 9 KKK dudes have a rally.
Yeah, all those hundreds of buildings that got destroyed, it was totally worth it to show them 9 KKK members who were all probably feds anyway.
Like all nine members of the KKK. Yeah.
9 different Fed
Force showed them.
Okay.
Yep.
9 Feds for 9 separate agencies: the ESA, the EPA, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI,
The EPA.
EPA!
ATF.
EPA!
FEMA's there for some reason.
Okay, I got a new pitch for you, lads. Since we brought up tornadoes.
Mhm.
All right, DC Comics. Okay, all right. So I got this story. That's about a bunch. About this like weather elemental, right? And he controls tornadoes, red ones, red tornadoes. Okay. And I want to use him in this story where the whole thing is he's trying to control the weather so the real tornadoes don't destroy buildings and shit. So I need something that can make red
IRS.
tornadoes.
Ray Pember.
Aquaman?
Or the
Aquaman.
the Atom.
Yeah, the
The
atom.
Atom.
Yeah, you can use the atom. I think you've missed my idea for this pitch.
What did you just say to me?
Nothing, sir. I'll use the atom.
Get out of my house.
Ping-pong balls have spoken.
Get out of my office. We're about to start a raid.
All right, you got your ready checks. Be sure everybody pre-pots. Okay.
You know what? So, Wayne,
Yeah.
we need to make this a thing. We need to record something. We need to make this like a fucking 10-minute or 15-minute long just fucking bit.
A skit.
And put it
Yeah.
out there.
You know what?
Jeez.
Okay. I will write. We will write it. We will do it tonight because we got the other thing we need to do too. So.
Yeah.
We'll definitely put something together. Just, we
don't
can say
just need
what.
a soundbite of Xavier saying, "Get the fuck out of my office."
Well, I think we should have Xavier just be the editor, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. And every time he's doing something different, he's like you said, he's pre-potting for his raid, or he's like playing some Call of Duty, or
Noob Master 69 is back. Get out of my office.
oh, he's like, sorry guys. He's like, all right, when's my pick? Because he's playing fantasy football. He's like, okay, where's my pick? All right, I got third. Nice. All right, I'm picking Peyton Manning. He retired.
You gotta do at least one where he was like, "All right, I'm gonna roll for initiative."
Roll for initiative.
See here. Now get the hell out of my office. I've got very important work to do. So,
Like, I picked Trump for my
What are you
fantasy
wearing?
football team. He don't play sports, but he's always winning.
so
Okay,
you gonna
wait a
show me
minute.
some butthole?
Okay, I'm. Okay, this is for. I think Mike would appreciate this one. Okay, so it's like, hey, what do you want from me? Go do your job and get out of my office. I'm doing very important shit. All of a sudden you hear. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, so it's
I heard.
so it's like
Slim.
you're going down a dusty path heading towards the cave. The warrior notices something across the way. Just start DMing a fucking D&D game.
All right, I want spot checks from everybody.
God damn it.
I want to roll perception.
Jesus Christ. Here's another one. All right, now get the hell out of my office. And all of a sudden, you hear a fight stick going.
Yeah. You just hear it. You just suddenly hear.
But speaking of RPGs, it did remind me something. Have you all seen the news
Oh no! What's up?
on the
News?
RPG front? Baldur's Gate 3
Oh,
being made by the Divinity
What?
Sin people.
What?
Here, I can even get you something to pop up on the screen.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I did see that earlier today.
I did not. I
Is,
missed
the
this.
Divinity, so the Divinity Original Sin people, they put something up on their site, and it was just the 3, and people were like, "Oh, cool, Divinity Original Sin 3, that'll be kind of neat." People got excited, but then people went and looked at the source for the site and noticed that there you go, there's the tweet. The logo is called Baldur's Gate 3 retouched.
Oh.
Fucking .jpg.
Oh my.
So people got even more excited because the Divinity Original Sin people are some pretty decent RPG making folks.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking Larian Studios, they do really good shit.
Like, if there was anybody that I would want to make it, it would be them, if not, Obsidian. But Obsidian's busy with their own shit.
Sorry, Mata said something in chat, and I'm laughing. Okay, I want to do a story about a powerful sorcerer with Egyptian influences. Okay, you get Green Arrow.
Hold on. He's in an event this month. Shit. Take Speedy. Nobody likes Speedy. You mean Arsenal? Do I fucking look like I care? Fucking take Speedy and get out of here.
You should be like, just for that, you're not even getting Speedy anymore. You're getting Artemis. Fuck off.
Yeah. Don't sass me. Don't sass me. You're getting Aqualad.
Wait,
What I want to know is, did they do this special just for Tom King? Or
It's like they know Tom King is actually special, and they're like, "Okay, Tom, here's what we want you to do."
I'm just wondering, like, does everybody else get to go? All right, I'm writing a Batman story.
I mean, you
be
get
like this,
assigned. I mean, usually.
Part, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I like that. I like that."
Mm-hmm.
Is he the only one that gets to go? I want to write a story about a superhero that gets sad.
Okay, now you gotta ask
And they
yourself,
go, "All right, you can have this one."
is he getting this because of a privilege, or is it really like my editor joke, and they're just trying to make him go the fuck away? He's the one at the office that nobody likes.
I think so. When you do this skit, I think it needs to be like Tom King's this specifically.
Oh yeah.
Try to write stories. Him specifically.
I don't know. I like the idea of like.
Here.
I just kind of like the idea of like nobody at DC knows what they're doing. Like. Then we could like later on we could do a sequel, like talk about what happens in the Marvel editorial, and it's like, they're talking about their hair, and they're literally not talking about books at all. Let's see. Yellow Lantern says the sad part is if these were Elseworld titles, I'd read them.
Marvel editorial would be like, you remember fucking Chevy Chase? That guy that's like looks like Chevy Chase was in fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
It's like, send the ball home. Positive feelings. That's what I imagine Marvel editorial is like. Hey, that's great. We've got a lot of positive energy here. I'm very, very excited. Would you like some dandelion tea?
It sounds like me playing Overwatch.
Oh, I like this. They get Marvin from the Super Friends. You get the Wonder Twins. Now get the fuck out.
So I just got this perfect fucking response to a tweet.
Okay.
So, Dick and Vey were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Dick said, anything Bethesda after Morrowind. Good. Pick one. They said, facts here. Get your facts here. I said, lies. Fix that for you. And Dick's response, you're one of those Daggerfall bundle of sticks. Yes, Dick, you're right. I am one of those Daggerfall bundle of sticks. Eat my ass. Fucking masterpiece. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And the only reason we're wilding out tonight is because tomorrow night we have a guest. So we're not so it's a little bit wilding in here. Huh?
You say that as if we're not going to wild out tomorrow.
I'm going to go wild out tomorrow. I mean, it's just still, but Oh, man. So, okay. Let's touch, because I did say we were going to talk about it. Let's touch on some Vic Mignogna shenanigans.
I don't know if he'd like that, Wayne. I mean, isn't he married?
And not anymore.
Shit.
But anyway, so this weekend on the 1st, Vic Mignogna was scheduled to be at the Jacksonville Mall here in North Carolina, right? Unfortunately, some people got the bright idea to call the owners of the mall, which are in like Pennsylvania or something like that, and tell them about how much of a horrible person that Vic Mignogna is. And then they canceled his appearance.
That's sad.
And the only reason he was appearing at the mall in Jacksonville is because the anime convention in Raleigh disinvited him a while back.
Uninvited. Yeah. And it was for people that bought tickets expecting to go see him. because they can't get refunds, which I think is bullshit.
And what's really funny, because originally the signing was going to be from like 12 to like 8 o'clock or something like that, right? So they have moved the venue to a literal karate dojo.
Come at me, bro.
Pretty much. And I think it sounds like to me, I think this, they must be like actually cool with Vic. They know who Vic is and they know the situation, because from what I understand that there hasn't been tried to get him like taken out there, and now it says he will be there from 12 o'clock until the last person leaves.
Oof.
So even if he's there until he's there until 2 a.m, he's still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Strike him down, but he only becomes more powerful.
Right. If anything, it'll make it more intimate too, because it'll be in a smaller venue instead of a mall. But
come be intimate with Vic Mignogna. Hey, whoa, let's take it a step at a time here.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And then we have one of his accusers, Jamie Markey, ducking summonses and shit. So there was a filing over the weekend where it showed her door with a summons not a summons. What do you call that thing? Papers of service, service papers that were literally zip tied to her door.
Yep.
And this dumb bitch took it off the door and then took a picture of the door and says, "I don't see anything." Thinking people are idiots.
Except they already took a picture of it on the door.
Okay, this is how dumb she is. She said, so she took a picture of the door without the thing there. The problem is, I think she forgot how autistic the internet is.
Common mistake.
Wow.
Because there are, next to her door, like the siding is actually got a little nooks and cracks and stuff like that. And so the Autism Brigade literally highlighted the nooks and cracks and everything on the siding to prove that it was the same fucking door and the same fucking siding.
I mean, yeah, that's typical internet autism. I remember when the whole ordeal with Shia LaBeouf was happening, and they located where the fucking flag was in somewhere in fucking Kentucky because they were tracking the fucking flight patterns of airplanes.
Yep. Yep.
They were here. Listen, the fucking frog noises, and they're like that noise is from this particular breed of frog, which is only found in this region.
And then you had a motherfucker in a fucking Jeep just constantly honking his horn, and they were watching the stream, but like, oh, you're getting closer. Never underestimate the autism.
And another thing about Jamie, apparently she's been removed from a project.
Oh no!
I can't imagine why.
Oh no, that sucks.
I mean, it could be because, well, you know what? Let me try to do this as my in my best Sandor Clegane voice, because she's a right cunt. I mean, that's what she acts like. She's like doing this whole thing. It's like, ducking the law and, running from the law and all this stuff. I'm like, bitch, if you don't hire an attorney like yesterday and answer these, answer this thing, you were going to default. She has I think she has like 20 days from that she has to answer this, answer the service, or she defaults in default judgment.
We still have the picture. We still have the picture of.
Huh?
My brain is dying.
I'm just curious.
The game on the screen, or is my thing needing refreshed?
The game's on the screen.
Okay.
I can't wait for her to take her belief that Ty Beard isn't a real lawyer all the way to the bank to get Vic his money.
What are you going to say?
Seriously, what's wrong with this woman's face?
Who's that? Oh, you got.
Look at her. Look at her eyes.
She's crazy. She's got what I call that fucking let me put it on the screen. She's got what I call that
crazy eyes.
Yeah, the AOC eyes.
Snapping eyes.
Yeah, very crazy. Like she literally thinks she's smarter than everybody else.
They all
Wait,
float
but
down here.
But
Uh-oh.
but I have AOC eyes too.
You don't have them like that. Nobody has AOC eyes except AOC and apparently Jamie Markey.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think we keep bullying you, Piper? So you're always looking down to the ground in shame, so we don't have to make direct eye contact with you.
Oh, okay.
It all makes sense.
Also, sorry for going a little bit quiet on stream. I saw an offer for. I had to go figure out what the offer for someone's daughter for how much wampum was going across the fucking sky right now. Holy shit!
Is this an arranged marriage? Is that what I'm getting?
I'm trying to figure it out because it's some fucking lit shit.
He's trying to get him some coochie.
Ma'am?
Mike's about to buy himself a wife.
Ma'am, please.
Jamie has to answer by Juneteenth or 10th. What's that? 10th.
What is this? Is this some more lovely editing from Bounding in Comics?
Dude, nothing beats the editing that we had earlier from comicbook.com. Like,
Oh my god.
let me
Struggle.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Josh, you're an editor.
At least I play one on Twitter.
You've been accused of that, right? A few times.
You've been a kid.
Legends say he'll be normal during the day, but at night, in the present.
This is how this guy started the interview. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There is always a struggle for readers.
Yep.
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 Yep. And I think
this is why you use stuff like fucking, if you don't want to use Grammarly, there's a bunch of other little like extensions and WordPress plugins and all sorts of little stuff you
flat
can do.
out good old fashioned editing.
Or just like, well, here's the thing: if you are editing your own stuff, which happens a lot of times, you have a tendency to see what you want to see there and not what is actually there, unless you do what I tend to do with my own stuff. I will just straight up put my shit through text-to-speech so that it reads it to me, so that if something is fucking really, really, well, then I need to get rid of one of those rules.
oh my god. But yeah.
That is a Texas holiday legit through June 17th.
Fucking bullshit.
What?
Called
Fucking phone died on me.
Juneteenth. I'm gonna look this up. Hold
Yeah.
on.
In the middle of a goddamn bit, and my fucking phone dies.
You ain't allowed
Fucking
to have
owned.
Yeah,
June.
guess I'm gay for the day.
Yeah, so Juneteenth, one word,
Mm-hmm.
is the 19th of June.
That's my birthday.
Huh.
Okay, so Juneteenth, also known as Juneteenth Independence Day or Freedom Day, is an American holiday that commemorates June 19th, 1865, announcement of the abolition of slavery. Woohoo, black people!
Now, as an American, I've never heard of that holiday.
It's a Texas-specific thing.
As a former Texan, I've never heard of that holiday.
Look, I'm just saying, I seen the Wikipedia article. Don't fucking test me, woman. It exists, all right? It's here.
I didn't say that. I'm just surprised that, like,
Apparently
I've
they have
never heard of it, and I really should have.
they have Juneteenth parades and
The fuck?
Where?
in
Yeah.
Texas.
In
Texas. We've already
Where in Texas? You realize Texas is like
they just
like
say in
Dallas
Texas.
and nowhere else?
They just say in Texas. They don't say which.
I like how you're asking the guy who lives in Michigan, the guy who lives in, was it South Carolina?
North
Wayne?
Carolina.
North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Texas do they celebrate this holiday that's only celebrated in Texas? How the fuck do we know?
Yeah. You're the
I
one.
wasn't asking y'all specifically. I was just saying.
I don't know
Especially if
where.
you're looking at the wiki. Like,
Yeah, it's like I know VE Day, VJ Day.
Wait, okay, hold on though. Hold on.
the JJ?
I just read something. Juneteenth is recognized as a state holiday or special holiday of observance in 45 states. Doubt.
What?
I have never heard. I am
Let me
look,
repeat
like I said, my birthday is on June the 19th. You would have think I would have heard of it.
Right.
Power of ultimate doubt.
So I'll repeat that again for Piper. Juneteenth is recognized as a state holiday or special day of observance in 45 states.
And I apparently just managed to be in the areas that didn't do it.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Like, I've lived in California, and, well, obviously Ohio, been in Louisiana, Texas, farting around Mississippi,
here we
and
go.
Florida, and they don't do it.
There's
Like,
a
I've never heard of it.
Worldwide celebration.
All those states apparently observe it, because states that do not recognize it are Hawaii, Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota.
It's not a bank holiday. That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I don't get off for it, then it's not a holiday.
Well, it's not a federal holiday.
Phrasing?
Still, my statement still stands.
Yeah. In 2008, nearly half the United States observed the holiday as a ceremonial observance.
Doubt.
I'm just telling you what I'm reading. All right.
I mean,
read your goddamn self.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
Wikipedia is not a viable source. Not a reputable source.
Jesus.
Piper, shut up.
Yeah. I like how we both like, yeah, do that.
Eat it.
Shush.
Piper over here, fucking ruining everything as usual.
I didn't ruin shit.
Okay, just to expand on the point I made earlier, Jamie Markey replaced on Strike Witches 501st Joint Fighting Wing, sparking rumors of firing from Funimation.
Fingers crossed, I guess.
It's like I was mentioned before. They thought they had a fucking slam dunk thanks to her. Now it seems like they fucked themselves, and now they're going to have to pay for it. And it's partially her fault.
I wonder if that's the reason why she's been wilding out. Like, you know.
Oof.
Big oof.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
No, seriously, guys, we believe you about Juneteenth. We just, like, don't believe that it's actually celebrated.
I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize they were still talking about it. I thought we were moved past it.
No, they're still talking about the chat.
We're going to figure this out.
Because people kept saying, wait, that's real? You would think, like I said, especially on because usually you associate things with your birthday, right? Like things, major things that happen on your birthday. I have never heard of that. And, hand to God. I mean, the only thing close that I could say would be historical significance was like that John Wayne died like a day before I was born or something like that. So,
what are you trying to say, Wayne?
I reincarnated. I am the reincarnation.
The Duke Reborn?
Yeah, I am the Duke Reborn. That's exactly what happened.
Man, talk about a downgrade.
Wow, yeah, it's true. Now, to be fair, the Duke had cancer. I don't. So,
hey! You could do anything you set your mind to. Believe in yourself.
That's a quitter's attitude, all right? You could get cancer anytime you wanted. Just stop being lazy. What the fuck happened to this stream? Jesus Christ.
Well, we said this will be kind of the half while out stream too because. But anyway, I think it's time to end it because I know Brackets is about to come on and he's going to have some good shit about some court filings. So, have you heard back from him, by the way?
I just checked. Nope. I think it's time we start bugging him on Twitter.
Yeah, diabetes. LOL.
Mike?
That was Cab.
The 10th. Whoa! Oh! Ha! That's funny.
What?
Huh?
I just read the 10th KKK member in Ohio.
You just you just scoped my fucking name.
I just noticed.
It's been like that for probably the better part of a half hour.
Like I'm gonna sit here and stare at your name for half an hour.
But what's really funny about that is that nobody can see it.
I got dicks to look at, man.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that after I changed it, I'm like, I'm not. You can't even see me on the stream.
Yeah, you're not.
You're just kind of peeking up under Piper.
Let me change my name real quick again.
You're a Negro non grata.
Whoops. They can see it now.
Whoa, hey.
Damn.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Play it.
Oh, he did not break that. Wait a minute.
I wasn't keeping in mind that it automatically changes shit so it's in alphabetical order at all times.
Like, oops. Immediately put you up there, right?
I can imagine Turbo's gonna be like, "This is some fucking bullshit."
Now,
I couldn't say, but Jordan fucking changed his name. Fuck you.
now, to be fair, that was just on the screen. You didn't actually say it. You know, that's a little bit different. Yeah. And
Excuse me.
nice.
Anyway.
A nice bundle of sticks. Anyway, I think that's good for tonight, guys. That was insane. So, as I said, next going Friday will probably be the night to try to do something gaming wise for us. It'll probably be hosted by somebody who can actually stream something other than a potato.
Yeah, I'll probably be the one at doing the streaming.
Yeah.
What if? Okay, idea. What if instead of playing Cards Against Humanity, we played Super Fight?
I can do that.
I like
Super
that
Fight's pretty
idea better.
Yeah, we can play Super Fight because I know Tabletop Simulator has a free version of Super Fight on it.
Nice.
So
Don't most of us have it?
I don't know.
I
Does
have
Piper have
it.
Super Fight?
I don't.
It and some of its card packs.
What?
Does Tabletop Simulator have a Mac version?
Wah,
Let's
wah.
go
Let's
find
find
out.
out. I mean, it's not that intensive,
yeah.
so yeah. Let's see.
Piper, when are you just gonna get off your ass and partition part of your hard drive so you could put up Windows on there?
I keep on telling her boot camp.
Like, I don't know how to do that on here. I know how to do shit on a PC.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
know how
You
to
got,
do
you
shit
got
on it.
just no martyr. If you get so, what you do
Martyr?
is get yourself a
Martyr?
USB or martyr. Sorry, Piper. Get yourself a USB stick.
What the?
Go look up Windows 10 downloader. You're gonna get a Microsoft official USB thing. Even if you need to do it on their computer, set up your USB install thing. Then in OS X, search Boot Camp. It's an official Mac Apple utility. It's like 3-4 steps. It'll partition part of your hard drive, and it'll set it up, and then you can install. It's great. Just look up Boot Camp. It's already
Now,
installed on your
Like,
Mac.
I'm totally gonna remember any of
I
that.
was gonna say. John,
In
I
about
love
5
you, but
seconds.
You forget who you're dealing with here.
Miss Autism.
Also, I the funny thing is this Tabletop Simulator supports Windows 7 SP fucking 1, but not, but apparently not Mac unless I don't know, maybe you can get fucking Wine or something. I don't know.
Let me see.
I just want to
Looking
play
at it.
browser games, guys.
I want to go on Pogo.com and play, fucking word
Peggle.
Scrabble and Peggle.
Oh no!
Anyway.
Hey,
Well,
okay,
okay,
I take
fun
this back
browser
because
games.
Tabletop Simulator is listed on Fanatical. They have it for Mac.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
10.8.
What do you got?
On sale right now. Fucking $10, which is much better than a fucking forum hosting account on something awful.
Oh, motherfucker. So now I gotta pay for shit?
I mean, do you want to be part of the game or no?
It's kind of fun though.
I swore I would never put Steam on this thing.
Well, you can either come and play with us, or you can go wait in the car while the rest of us have a good
That's a
time.
weird hill to die on.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to be, if you want to get stuck in the fucking car, diddling yourself while we're playing fucking video games and having fun, be my fucking guest.
Oh wow, that's
Escalated.
pretty gay.
Hitachi ho. Wayne, I need you to do me a favor.
Huh?
Can you change her name to Hitachi ho?
Can I do that?
Are we still on?
Yes, we're still on. I'm trying to close the stream out, and y'all keep talking. Hey,
We're making plans.
And the goddamn show, let's go.
All right. Guys, we appreciate you coming out for tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night. We have a special guest. How do you pronounce her name? I was saying Leonore.
I think it's Leonore.
Yeah.
Leanore.
It's not because it's not Lenore, because that would be Le,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Leonore until told differently. I'm sure she'll tell us tomorrow.
Yeah, she probably does.
But yeah, she's got a Indiegogo project up right now of her art in a nice little art book. We'll have links for that tomorrow night and stuff. And she's trying to come and promote it and stuff like that. So she will be on tomorrow night. We'll have some fun. Follow her. I think her Twitter is Lost Leonore on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll link it in chat.
Yeah, link it in chat. She's really cool. She's a cool person. She's if you get a chance, go check her out. Go check out her stuff. And like I said, we'll definitely have her on tomorrow night and be promoting her and all that good stuff. So
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if it's just Lenore.
it might just well be.
Honestly, I'm in my head. I always read it Lenore just because.
Yeah,
it could be.
But I'm just like the classical spelling has always been Lenore. So I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, so we will see you all tomorrow night. Y'all have a good one, and don't do drugs. See y'all later.
Stay in school. Bye bye.